Let's move on to Boston. The Red Sox. We all went there in 2002. Joseph has been there since then. My impressions of Boston. Obviously, we talked about this, I think, on the last podcast that we discussed stadiums. It is one, in my view, of the three stadiums that you need to get to if you've never been to, and that is Fenway Park, Wrigley Field, the home of the Cubs, and of course, Dodger Stadium out in Los Angeles. So Fenway, we've checked that off our list of the two. So we've got two of the three, I guess. But yeah, I just enamored by Fenway. I can't say enough good things about it. I mean, it's got that old ballpark feeling. You know, you sit there thinking, hey, you know, I'm sitting in the same stadium that Ted Williams played in, or, you know, Carl Yastrzemski and all those Yankee greats that played there against the Red Sox. And then, of course, the Green Monster, you know, and I remember looking at the Green Monster. It looks so much smaller than it does on TV. You know, on TV, it looks like it's huge, but then you get there. I think it's only 37 feet high, which is really not that high. It's about 12 yards, right? So it really wasn't as high as it looks on TV. But yeah, just that great old field. When we were there in 2002, I think they had not yet put up seats behind the Green Monster. So there was nothing back there. And then, of course, later on, when I think we all took a tour of it back around 2000, maybe 2008, 9, somewhere in that, 7 maybe. Joseph's been there late. They have seats up there now, obviously. So, again, I can't say enough good things about it. Lots of different angles in the outfield, a little bit unusual format of it. Very short right field wall. Just a neat stadium.
Yeah, it's I'll start. Forget about the fact that it's old and like you said, one of the top three you need to get to. Like, little intricacies of it is what make it cool. Like, you know, like you said, a lot of stadiums now they'll build them and it's like kind of cookie cutter-ish, like, you know, 330 down the line, 4 in the center, like round, you know, semicircle outfield. Right. You've got, you know, like you said, the Green Monster, which not only looks higher in TV, it looks longer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, it's not all that long, really, right, when you're there in person. And then, you know, the kind of higher center for the wall than it just by the bullpen. And like you said, the bullpen wall all the way around the right field is just a short little wall. It comes up to your waist, maybe.
Right.
You got guys that, like, you know, lean over, almost fall into the bullpen making catches. And then same in right field, and the fans can basically just reach over, and it's like not a high wall at all. And then Pesky's pole in right field, which like loops around weirdly and is like very short to home plate.
Right.
So a lot of cool there. Again, with the old stadium, I've never sat in one of the seats, but you have obstructed view seats with the columns, you know.
Right.
Because it was built so long ago. And yeah, you know, when we, like you said, when we first went, they had the 2016, they had the seats. I've never sat in the seats for a game, but we walked up there, I think, on the tour.
We did.
Yeah, so it's just like, I haven't been to Wrigley yet. I'm gonna hopefully go this year soon, but I think it's probably, all things considered, for me, I put it above Dodger Stadium. I put it behind the original Yankee Stadium as one of my favorite stadiums, just for all those reasons. And then I just talked about kind of the intricacies of the park. You have all the history that happened there, and you know, things like that. And the kind of just they built up around the stadium too, like the little streets beside it. You got the Titco sign in left field. That's like part of the kind of the the view or the aura of the park, and it's just kind of fits into the city nicely, and you can like walk there from downtown. It's just a nice overall experience.
Nathan?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had even been to a game there, like you talked about. I was pretty young again, but I do remember it. I remember taking the tour, obviously. Everything you all said is right on. I remember I like around the stadium. They've probably done a lot better with this now, but I remember around the stadium, it was cool to walk around it. Like, they had nice little eating places and gift shops. And I like the outside the stadium had this cool brick kind of facade, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really seem like you're walking. It doesn't really seem like the exterior to the stadium. You know, It seems like it just kind of fits into the community block or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of weird.
Right.
I guess because it's so old, you know. Yeah, I don't remember like huge parking lots and stuff around it either. I guess they had them, but it just seemed more like it fit into the space, into the environment more naturally than modern stadiums do. Yeah, just like everything on TV, I think looks bigger, you know, and longer and everything. Just like Yankee Stadium looked. We'll get there, I'm sure, but that looked like it was more sprawling on TV too. It's all kind of compact in person.
Right.
I agree with Fenway Park. The monster doesn't look as tall or long in person. I guess that's partly too. Is a lot of times you see the image of it on TV, and like if a fly ball is going toward it, or they're just showing the left fielder, and it cuts off the top of the monster.
Yeah,
so it seems like it kind of like it's never ending or really tall. But when you see it all in person, it doesn't seem as tall. But I'm sure the seats are a nice touch to watch the game. I know we went up there on the tour, but I kind of like the net they used to have. That was kind of interesting. It was like it just made it seem more old school, I guess. But I'm sure the seats are a nice touch. The obstructed view is interesting too because it's so old, like you said. Sometimes some seats are behind a pole, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I like the feeling. It's like an old time baseball feeling. It feels like the golden era of baseball, which is like the 30s in my mind.
Right.
I probably put it behind Yankee Stadium. And I probably put it behind Dodger Stadium too. Maybe because I've been there more recently. Maybe my mind would change if I went back to Fenway now.
Right.
But I think I just kind of like the Southern California laid back vibe that Dodger Stadium is a part of more than I do kind of the East Coast vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's part of why I put it ahead. But yeah, it's just it's obviously, like you all have said, it's a place you need to go to if you're a baseball fan or sports fan in general. I think it's you need to make sure you get there at least once in your life. Because it's a great experience. So much history there. If you can do it, some of these old stadiums too, it's great. I think you need to see a game, but if you can also like pair it with the tour, I think that's really
right.
That'd be a really great experience.
Right.
Yankee Stadium, Dodger Stadium, Fenway. If you can do a tour of these places, because there's all types of history that you don't even know about that they can give you on the tour.